it happened. My baby is officially a high school graduate. My friends, it is a weird feeling. Now, this is not the video that I had originally planned to make about graduation. I had a lot of ideas, and what I came to realize was that most of those ideas were really about sharing her story, and that's not fair to her because this is my channel and hers. But I didn't want to not post anything because, well, because you've been with me through the journey, and I know how important it is for me as a viewer when I see a completion to a story. So, here we are. But before we go any further, let me go ahead and stop right here and just say a big thank you for your viewership, your comments, your comments over on Facebook, general support. I really appreciate it. And I know as a viewer, like, it's easy to think, well, that channel doesn't know me, they don't recognize me, etc. But I want you to know that I do. I look for, if you are someone who's a regular commenter here or Facebook, whatever, and you go missing for a while, I notice that. And when you pop up, I remember that, and I remember your previous comments and such. So even if I don't reply to you always, know that I appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys have been here for my journey with Elizabeth. If you've been here long enough, you will know that I started this channel when she was going into 6th grade. So it's been a while, and it's been a lot of fun, and I enjoy, I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad you're here. She did not want to she didn't want to walk in a ceremony. Our co-op has a graduation, but she didn't, and I want to do it, and part of that's her story, so I won't share it, but part of it I will be sharing in an upcoming video about our experience in a co-op. Our church has Senior Sunday, as most churches do, and we participated in that. I'll get there, though. Add in one other thing. If you've been paying attention, because I haven't talked about it much, so you have to be paying close attention to this. Jim has been gone. He deployed in February for Ukraine support. So we weren't sure he was going to make it back in time. He wasn't slated to come home, but they were trying to get people home for life events, and he got home about 2 weeks beforehand. So thankfully, I'm very thankful for that, and he got to be here, because to me this was a big thing. He's missed birthdays and Christmases and holidays and more birthdays and more birthdays. So this one was going to be hard to me for him to miss. I think because it's such a final moment, wrapping up childhood, and I'm not enough to be here for that. And I'm so thankful he was. I mean, if he wasn't, it would have been fine. We would have got through it, but I'm thankful he was. So, Senior Sunday. We got there early for rehearsal, and we walk inside. I'm doing so well, no tears. I was confident enough that I didn't even put on mascara. And we walk into the sanctuary, and the organist is practicing pauper circumstance. And I don't think 3 notes were played before the tears started. It just hit me all at once. I wasn't prepared. I hadn't even thought about the fact that they would play it. And the tears. So I pulled myself together until another friend came in and sat down behind me, and then her son was also graduating, and tears started again. And it was lovely. During service, they recognized them, and then they bring them all up to the front and do a prayer over them and such. And then afterwards, they have a lunch. This year, we have a grandmother's group at our church, and they hosted the dinner for us. So they made the food and served us and decorated it, and it was lovely. Yeah, it was just really nice. But no, not that. It was really nice. It was really hard not to do this with family for me. As a military family, obviously you get used to not doing the big things with your family. And sometimes that's easy and sometimes it's not. Usually the things that are the hardest for me are the smaller things that I just, going to a niece's game or a sports game or those kind of little things. Not necessarily the holidays, it's the little things. But this big thing was tough. It was really tough for me. Like I said, wrapping up childhood and a reminder that my kids didn't grow up with their family. And yes, obviously there's a choice we made. But it's still hard. So that was tough. The other part to kind of go along with that is that this was not someone who wants attention on her much. So, she didn't want to walk at the ceremony, she didn't want to have a graduation party, that kind of thing. And for me, I remember my graduation, how big of a deal it was, and going to friends' graduation open houses and attending. My town had 2 high schools, of course, so the graduation times were staggered. I remember going to the other one and all these things, and to not have any of that, I'm glad that we respected her wishes. At the same time, I wish those weren't her wishes. I wanted to celebrate more. And that's a tough part of teens, especially, is that, those are what their wishes need to be honored as well. And that's hard when you want different things. We have not yet chosen a graduation gift for her, which is terrible, but I just can't think of any. There's nothing big that she needs, and I don't know. If you have any great graduation gift ideas, let me know. And it's not gonna let my videos if I don't give you some kind of a takeaway. And here's the only thing I'm going to say to you about it. These teen years are not easy for parenting. Not the age and not the circumstances of these years. And challenges with social media and changing times and it's a lot. But this generation, I am so impressed by them. I have so much hope and faith, and it makes me smile to hear them talking about their ideas and their willingness to listen to others and not attaching shame and stigma to things like mental health and such that my generation, your generation, carries with you. I have a lot of hope. And a lot of people will approach these years with the dread. And I get that. They're not always easy. And sometimes it's really, really challenging with kids. And Some teens have harder challenges, so I'm not discounting those. But when your kid graduates and heads off into the bigger world, what do you want them to take away with them? Do you want them taking away this idea that their years were really hard on you, and that there's almost a sense of relief in you that they've graduated? It's not an uncommon thing. I know a lot of people who have felt that way. And a lot of people have felt that way. Or do you want them leaving knowing that you think they are truly an amazing person and that you have every confidence in them to make the world a better place in whatever way they are meant to make it? So as you're going through these high school years, keep that in mind. Okay? There's going to come a time very soon that you won't be, they won't be there. And it's going to come so much quicker than you realize. And I was going to try to get through this video without crying. Who are we kidding? So choose your battles wisely. And think about what your words, your body language, and your general beliefs are conveying to them. That's what I want to say to you. Thank you guys for being here.